here we are underway for the quarterfinals. It is Jove starting in the north, playing as Soviets, and in his loadout is guard rifle combined arms, guard motor coordination, and shock rifle frontline. That's a classic loadout of commanders right there. Could have seen this at any stage in Company of Heroes tournament history, basically. These three have been popular for a very, very long time. Myself against them in the south, we have DevM playing as OKW and straight away locking in the grand offensive doctrine. We've seen how potent the Tiger is when given to OKW. And this has been one of the most popular commanders for OKW alongside those with the Fallschirmjäger. So no surprises to see it here in the quarterfinals. Bit of wiring off, going off for Jove. He's going for a conscript start. Conscripts can be a little bit tricky to work against OKW. So we have to see how he gets on with it. Meanwhile, DevM going for Volksgrenadiers. He's not making any Fusiliers so far. Some players just foregoing Fusiliers altogether. Some mixing maybe 50-50. Because Fusiliers can be a bit weak in the early game themselves. They've got really good long-range firepower, but up close they can get bullied. They don't have quite as much gas as the Volksgrenadiers do. So some nice sandbags up early for Jove in the center, giving him some excellent control. And a few skirmishes across the map. DevM actually pulling back here, not charging in against the conscripts. The squad not quite behind heavy cover there. They get off to a bad start, dropping a model immediately. Was DevM a little bit slow starting his third Volksgrenadier? Might have been a tiny bit slow. But no Kubel as well, which we have seen quite a lot from OKW players on this map as well. So it's also a little bit interesting. Getting charges in, closes the distance. Ooh, combat engineers. Blow's cool, but they do get home. And this building, kind of interesting, like all its doors are on the far side of this building, so that's probably why Jove's not making a play back there. And he does try and get some sandbags down here. Interrupted by the stern pioneers, has to retreat. And then slowly these conscripts are losing, but it's very, very slowly considering this was like a 2v1 scenario. And in comes some conscripts from a separate angle. And then this squad making a dive for the cutoff. This other squad though coming back out, being retreated and reinforced. In fact, no, that's a fresh squad. So they're going to hold the line on the cutoff, and it looks like he's got to backpedal over to the building while sending two more squads out here to maybe sandwich the stern pioneers a little bit. And really good cover positions here for Jove, kind of boxing DevM out. And the flamethrower pops there. Easy victory over those stern pioneers. Could drop a few more models against this conscript inside the building. In fact, the conscript's making a dive for the munitions point. Meanwhile, a big push from DevM. 3 Volksgrenadiers grouping up, outmaneuvering this sandbag position. And it looks like he might charge down onto the cutoff. Jove bring his flamethrower around, trying to put a halt to this. Ooh. DevM holds onto his cutoff, and then the Volksgrenadiers actually pull back from the center to sandwich this conscript squad and force them away. So a lot of skirmishes going on across the map. You have healing up, and actually Molotovs coming in for Jove. A bit of a rare sight, even with a 4 conscript build. So interesting pick for Jove, going for the Molotovs there. And yeah, no Panzer Fusiliers, just straight up Volks for DevM. It's going into the mechanized. He's got some healing crates down. So imagine we're going to see the looks from him shortly. But pretty even trading so far for both players. Molotov in reveals the fact that he's got them, but didn't do almost any damage with that Molotov. More conscripts coming out, but they're going to be stuck in a 2v1 here. Oh, an incendiary grenade in, flushes this conscript out of the heavy cover, but in comes the flamethrower. And I don't think the stern pioneers can fight 2v1 against these conscripts, especially not with a flamer there. Oh, and the Molotov actually comes in handy. Jove has to, DevM has to pull back here. And he's going to throw a grenade of his own just to win this engagement. But this is so close to Joe's base. Winning this engagement doesn't feel that crucial. A low health Fault making a bit of a breakaway. Looking to harass the fuel, but going to be found by this full health conscript. And second combat engineer coming in for Jove. This will delay his tech, which could potentially mean a late answer to the looks. So we're going for a second combat engineer here. A bit of a risk for Jove, honestly. You know, he's going to be really strapped for manpower to build a Zis if that's what he goes for. Might have to go for just like a conscript anti-tank grenade and then try and stall, but it's not ideal. The looks can bleed quite hard, especially if DevM's on top of his micro with it. Here comes the flamer. Oh, this could do some big damage. DevM focusing it down. No merge used here. Doesn't want to leave his cover position. And this is that almighty push here from DevM. Molotov in, trying to halt the progress somewhat. The Stern Pioneer shredding. And then switching over to the next squad. The two low health squads making a dash. Nope, they're just going to try. Oh, concussive grenade, bit of friendly fire. In comes Jove once again, locking DevM out from his offensive plays straight down the center, just unable to get the cutoff going. And in the meantime, some sandbags going up. Jove harassing DevM's fuel. We have a Raketin coming in and a looks heading over in this direction, but it looks like they will complete the neutralize. In fact, he's gonna stay behind the sandbags. No anti-tank grenades yet. Not even starting the package, but even giving him a wide berth regardless. Oh, Molotov in. And ends up winning the engagement. Going back across to the center. We do have the Zis in production. Okay, the Stern Pioneer's pretty damn low. Playing now very cautiously with the looks so far. Bring it back across the other side. Not terribly strong against the unit inside the building. But Jove jumps out regardless, hiding behind, not wanting to take any unnecessary damage. And in comes the Zis. But it's kind of surprising that DevM went for a Raketin this early on. Maybe he should be aware that Jove has gone for Molotovs, he's gone for a second combat engineer, should be a little bit low in the manpower game. And not able to field a light vehicle of his own quite yet, so doesn't really need the Raketin, but there you go. Interesting squads away on the flanks. As you can see, Jove, you know, he can't even have the manpower to start his tech yet, let alone get it out light vehicle. Has to settle for the Zis to try fend off the looks. Oh, two mines on this Fox Rangers path. That's one of them. Another mine going down as well. And Zis looking for an angle. Conscripts still don't have the anti-tank grenade package. Ooh. Raketin going to destroy the sandbags here. And they do. Nicely done. Now, those conscripts with nowhere to hide, taking a lot of damage. Getting forced away. He's about to run over the second mine now. Those traps spring into action. He's trying to stall it out. Combat engineers holding the line there, holding the cutoff. Suppression wears off though, and in come the Stern Pioneers. Looks doing some good damage from far as this, trying to rotate, but finding itself in the line of fire also. And looks like DevM will be able to finally get the cutoff going here, but at what cost? And not for too long either. Good defensive play here from Jove, who has selected a commander, going for shock rifle frontline. getting use of that anti-tank camouflage. Anti-tank gun camouflage. But still no tech for Jove. And DevM following this up, going for double MG34s, trying to lock Jove out of the game here with a huge amount of suppression. DevM just camping on the cutoff now. Does have the anti-tank grenades now. Doesn't Ura in, hoping to get one off, just pulling back, and this is just too many Volksgrenadiers at long range for the conscripts to be able to contest on their own. Jove finally getting the tier 3 tech down. And now sees this barrage here, just needs a tiny bit more munitions. There we go. This could be nasty. Ooh. Heavy damage. Oof. Follow-up shot also doing some good damage. And DevM pulling back. Oh my god. Third shell also connecting. And then the Zis gets a shot on the looks as well. That went really well for Jove. He needed that to break back onto his cutoff. He's shredding through those conscripts, but they do manage to regather the cutoff, and now Jove going for a T70, but look at the timing on it. Starting the production at 12 minutes, that's not what you want to see for a T70, coming in at a very late timing. It's because Jove went for all of this side tech and that extra combat engineer. It really slowed him down in terms of manpower. Ooh, looks... Trying to work on these conscripts, but the Zis connects for one more shot. Unlikely to land a scatter shot with all the elevation on this map from that position, but still worth going for. And here we go, T70 hitting the field. DevM not going for the Puma, going for his next tech truck. So his T70 might have a bit of room to make a comeback for Jove. We'll have to wait and see. Then comes the T70. Instant retreat from the Sturm Pioneers. They need to retreat them anyway for the repairs. Didn't go for the repair upgrade on his mechanized truck yet. Oh, and there we go. Getting, I don't know if that was an attack ground or if he had sight there, but T70 got a warning shot. Didn't like it. Pulls back, repositions. Getting advancing. Conscripts trying to hold the line here. MG spitting out some suppression. Here we go, Raketten inching forwards. T70 taking one shot. Jove struggling to hold the line here though, and he's making a bit of a breakout down the flank. Good idea, going to where DevM is weakest now. No units out on that flank, and sitting the Zis out there, expecting the looks to rotate to shut this down.
Capturing supply sector.
T70 out there still a bit damaged. Okay, in comes the comm engineers now.
This now belongs to the people and workers of the Soviet
And yeah, there we go. DevM putting down his flak base in a pretty aggressive position there, covering the cutoff, covering the munitions. Probably will be able to range the building from there as well, which is always important. And look at that move. DevM forgetting about the conscripts, making it dive for his fuel, just goes straight for this cutoff and finds the Zis, forces it away. So that means the looks could just go down this route. Now force that squad away easily. And that's exactly what it's doing now. It briefly thought about coming up to the other flank. Besides otherwise. MG setting up here, combat engineers getting suppressed. Here comes the looks, and this is actually a slightly nicer retreat path. These conscripts better hit that button early, and they do. Potentially could still go down though. No, he's moving the squad slightly into the wrong path. And here comes the T70 to assist. Where's the Raketten? It's in the center at the moment, so T70 could do some good damage out here. Is this bringing up in the rear for some support? Raketten coming across from the center now. Oh, there's this and the T-70 connecting there. And Raketin returning fire. T-70 takes one shot. Fortunately, he's coming in, and they got the STGs now, so conscripts struggling a little bit more in a head-to-head fight. Despite having much more health. And now T-70 coming across, forcing away the machine gun in the center. Raketin also repositioning. T-70 got to be careful. If he takes a Faust and one Raketin shot, he's dead. Oh, the Raketin shot misses. And in comes a Maxim, but he's bringing it very far forwards. Out positioned already by the Foxtrooters, and they throw an incendiary grenade for good measure. Slight error there from Jove pushing his Maxim that far forwards. Conscripts breaking out down the flank once more. Where's that Zis at? Oh, it's on the other side of the map. It's into camouflage mode. Conscripts soft retreat into the building, but they're not going to last long in there. They do end up retreating, but it's looking a bit rocky for Jove. He's getting his tier 4 down now, though. DevM keeping the pressure up. DevM very close to a Panzer IV if that's what he wants to go for. Do see a lot of players going straight for the Tiger, though. DevM's probably in a position where he could do that. Ooh. Mine goes off. This could be Joe's moment. T-70 out there looking for the wipe. Oh, but he connects with the... I don't know what that was. A cart. Wooden cart. And misses that shot. Doesn't end up getting the wipe. Couldn't go for the chase down as well. DevM in good position with his Raketin. These sandbags paying off for Jove, putting them down early. Allowing them to harass this fuel much more effectively, but STG's making the difference in this engagement, and the conscripts have to retreat. Just coming back over to the center. T-70 pulling back for some repairs. No sweepers actually for Jove. He's gone for double flamethrowers. He wanted the extra anti-infantry firepower, but that does leave him vulnerable to the mines. Concussive grenade in. Conscripts out. Zis in a good position there. Gets one shot off on the looks. And a second one missing. Might have been an attack ground. Jove inside the building with the Maxim. That should give him a really strong position. That's still really good for the northern player, that building with the machine gun in it. Conscripts getting chased away from the flank. Looks going to knock off a few more models as they retreat, but unable to do so. Look at the VP scenario. Jove already under 250. He's halfway gone in that department, but he is stabilizing. This T-70 has helped him a lot. He's going for a second Zis, expecting a medium potentially from DevM. He wants to be well prepared in the anti-tank department. And this is where, you know, sometimes going straight for the Tiger is a benefit. If your opponent is a little bit behind, they go for the double anti-tank guns. Tiger deals a lot better with double anti-tank guns than Panzer IV does. Much less likely to lose the target to double anti-tank guns at least, so sometimes going straight for the Tiger is actually the safer play. It's certainly a very strong one, and DevM just sailing right on by the timing for a Panzer IV, so I imagine it is going to be a straight Tiger push. Ooh, Raketin. It's another shot in there, hits Vet 2. Now that thing vets up, becomes super nasty. Got the 25% reload and 25% penetration already, and it already has a high rate of fire compared to most other anti-tank guns, so continuing to get stronger. Another push here from DevM onto the cutoff. Conscripts have to retreat from it. Now the squad tries to come in from the flank there. Got the 7-man upgrade, and here comes the Maxim out of the building to assist. Conscripts doing a good job here defending. Here's the second machine gun. Not still just covering the flank. If DevM had both machine guns over here, this would probably be going a little bit better for him. Jove does manage to regather his cutoff. Ooh, that's a lot of damage. Those conscripts, he's calling in some smoke on the machine gun as well. Should also box out the anti-tank guns from targeting the looks, and a good push here from DevM, looking to get a whole bunch of territory. Oh, mine triggering. That means he's in a little bit of trouble. No attack grounds yet from the Zis. There we go, opens up and misses. And these seconds is not quite in position. Oh, DevM forgetting about this Volksreindeer, and it goes down. So the first wipe of the game, and it is against DevM, just not paying attention to his squad, making a dive for the cutoff, and he loses it. 70 doing a good job over here, forcing away the machine gun. Second machine gun in the center also getting low. But here comes the big boy. The Tiger tank is on the field for DevM. And will this be the turning point? Those things are just so damn strong. But Jove, you know, only around 50 fuel away from his own IS-2. But if he loses control of a huge amount of the map, that last 50 fuel will be coming in achingly slow. Tiger opening up there. Getting its first kill. And then coming... Oh, I thought he was going to go straight through the hedgerow, but no. Doubles this in position here in the center. Stern Pioneers did neutralize the fuel, so... Good play there from DevM, slowing down the fuel a little bit, but still coming in, you know, plus 22, so... 2 or so minutes until the IS-2. Doubles is rotating inside the guise of camouflage. He can still inch around while in camouflage, whereas the Raketten cannot. T-70 coming down this flank, putting pressure on the looks. Tiger hiding behind the building now. AT guns not in position to return fire. Look at that Tiger's accuracy. Super long range, still connects with the T-70. Does he have the tank commander upgrade? No, he doesn't even have the tank commander upgrade yet. So it's just raw Tiger power. Jove does manage to regather the fuel. He's so close to the IS-2 now, so he's just going to hang in until that. He's just trying to minimize casualties from the Tiger in the meantime. LAT guns trying to get in position. One lining up. Tiger bounces. Gets some more conscript kills on retreat. And the second one bounces too. Wow. Conscripts are rowing forwards, looking for an AT grenade. They're gonna get it. Nope. They could have got it there, I'm pretty sure, but it would have bled too much, potentially got wiped even. But the fact that Jove hasn't lost anything yet means he's in a good position, and DevM does end up rebuilding that Volksreindeer. Opting to go for any obers yet or anything like that. Just go for the rebuild on the Volks, and here comes the IS-2 back the other side for Jove. Straight away upgrading it with the Dishka as well. Oh, T-70 hits a mine. Will the Tiger try and pounce? The Raketten is rotating. IS-2 is there now though. IS-2, don't park on your own mine! Oh my god! And there you go, it does take engine damage from it. The Tiger pulls back. A little bit low in health. Doubles this should be nearby as well. Doubles this. Tiger pushing forwards. Oh boy, that's a lot of damage. Okay, he's calling in the tank commander artillery on the Maxim. IS-2 pushing forwards here. The Raketten is there in support. Machine gun in trouble. Conscripts are there. Late retreat from DevM. IS-2 looking for a shot. Does not get it. Machine gun does make it home. T-70 low. One shot will kill it. Tiger coming across, but doesn't have blitz or anything. Blitz on the command Tiger comes at Vet 4, remember, not Vet 1. Conscript's getting an AT grenade off there. Oh, he doesn't even have the munitions for it, in fact. Forget about it. Nice 2 in the middle. Double Zis coming for the Tiger. Oh, and he gets the AT grenade off. Oh, but that squad's super low. Stern Pioneers, oh, they don't chase for the white, but the Tiger gets the white max range. Conscript's down 7 men at that. And that's a great white for DevM. Rather fortunate at max range, but you know, those Tigers, well, most heavy tanks just have such good scatter these days, so they do get those max range wipes quite often. Nice 2 looking for a target. Maybe he's going to go for the low health Tiger. 75 VPs, as you heard from the announcer. Jove's got to do something. He's regathering the VPs. Nice. 2 shots in from the Raketen there. Nice 2 now requiring repairs. And what's going to be the next option for DevM? He's got a decent chunk of fuel. Is he going to go maybe for walking Stuka in this scenario? Might be the play. It's the double AT guns and the Maxim. Can be a decent option to try and whittle them down. Probably needs a little bit more into tank as well, though. Maybe needs a second Raketen, or maybe even a Jagdpanzer an option to help tame the IS-2. Still doing the damage, hitting Vet 4 now, 23 kills. Here comes T-70 back the other way though. Getting in the center. Tiger, oh, wrong side of cover. Conscripts retreat, but they were clumped. Only dropped 2 bombs though, rather fortunate. Oh boy. Oh, DevM, what are you doing there, buddy? T-70 going in for the wipe. But he's going to take a Faust here potentially. No, he backs away just in the time. He's so mobile with that. Nice 2 doing some attack rounds through the smoke. This barrage onto the VP. Oh, Stern Pioneers take a big shot there. IS-2 looking for the wipe now. Risky stuff there from DevM. They retreats. IS-2 looking for the wipe. Tiger getting a shot in. And he does get the wipe. Greedy stuff there from DevM, trying to close out the game on VPs with the Stern Pioneers and pays the ultimate price. And he has to rebuild them immediately. This is a tense match, you know. Jove very low on the victory points, but he's in a good position overall. He's got a good sized army. He's got an army lead now, in fact. So things are looking up for him. Oh, here we go. This brings the ambush there. Bounces on Tiger. Tiger coming over to the VP. Some man conscripts nearby, and he will take engine damage if they get in range. But Jove doesn't hoorah forwards. He doesn't actually have the munitions for an anti-tank grenade, in fact, so forget about that. IS-2 doing some big damage. Raketen backpedaling a little bit, trying to stay at a safe range. Some shots on the IS-2 now. Oh, T-70. No, it doesn't take a Faust. So continuous attack rounds there from DevM. Probably needs to retreat this and reinforce it. Will die to just like one shot from the IS-2 very easily at that amount of health. And we haven't seen DevM go for another tech structure yet. He hasn't got healing back at base still. He does have, you know, a lot of vetted squads, so they do have self-healing, but it's not the case for all of his units. This is going forwards, very far forwards with the Zis here. Connects with the Lux max range. And T-70 brought up an assistance. Look at that, ripping through the faults. Jove pulls back. Oh, IS-2 coming in now. He's going to be right in front of the Raketen. This thing could go down in one shot very easily from here. And that's what I was saying. DevM not retreating that, not reinforcing it, pays the price. And look, a big wipe from the IS-2. Raketen's going to get destroyed now by the Zis. And look at this. Jove turning around the game. Looks like he's going to go for a KV-8 now. DevM is going for the Jagdpanzer. But a little bit late making this decision though. He's had the resources for it for a very long time. And now that he doesn't have the Raketin, his anti-tank positioning is a little bit weaker. He's going to have trouble against the IS-2. Jagdpanzer doesn't have super good penetration, so it's a tall task. Looks like he might take engine damage from an anti-tank grenade on that far flank. But Jove in command now. He's got the Vet 3 T-70 with the recon mode, providing excellent line of sight. He's got the double AT guns well positioned, and this is going to be tough for DevM to break. This is what Soviets can do so well these days with the 7-man conscripts. Just play defensively, very economical in terms of manpower, and just camp out the victory points, which is why I thought he might have gone for the walking Stuka earlier. But definitely needs the Jagdpanzer now. He's lost. DevM coming forwards, puts the artillery down on the Zis. Zis hits Vet 3's backpedaling quickly. Dodges the artillery nicely with the Zis, but the Tiger did take quite a lot of damage there. And in comes the IS-2. Jagdpanzer going to be caught close range here. Takes a big shot from the IS-2, returning fire, so is the Tiger. But an anti-tank grenade onto the Jagdpanzer. Zis pushing through the middle, so is the T-70. DevM in some huge trouble here. Oh, DevM about to lose the squad. No, IS-2 missing, but the machine gun cleans it up. Zis pushing behind this. DevM getting pegged in here. Pressure on this machine gun as well. Jove not content. He's pushing right to the limit. Look at how slow this Jagdpanzer is with the damaged engine. Trying to get out of there. Doesn't have the repair upgrade still on that. But yeah, really well played there. And look at DevM now. He's got one squad of Volksgrenadiers. He's lost his machine gun. He is in deep trouble after a few wipes from the IS-2. DevM playing a little bit too aggressively, and he's massively on the back foot now. This is pushing up behind this Vet 3, remember. We're having to pull back. Interesting Zisparage going on there. So look at... Oh, I don't know, DevM, Jove playing solid, and DevM getting a little bit too aggressive, a little bit careless on some occasions, and now he's in big trouble. Now Jove trying to get some damage on the HQ. These days the KV-8 is very bad against buildings though. Used to be very strong against them, but these days quite weak, even compared to most medium tanks. Doesn't really get too much damage in there. DevM smoking it out regardless, just in case. And triple cap going against DevM. He's about to tick under 200, so that early lead's ticking away. And the IS-2 back up to full, mobilizing. Going to do some damage. Jagdpanzer hits Vet 1 there, that's nice. Oof, IS-2 dishing out the pain, but the Jagdpanzer returning fire nicely. Looks out on the far flank. KV-8 pushing on the HQ. Zis trying to zone out the Jagdpanzer. Tiger coming in. Second Zis moving into position. Jove going for the GG push here. And T-70 going after the looks. Did he lose? He lost his last Volksgrenadier to the T-70 on retreat there. DevM in some deep trouble. He's dropping the artillery on the Zis, forcing it back. Tiger taking some heavy punishment from the IS-2 Zis combo. IS-2 low, but so is the Tiger. Tiger very low. Bounces the killing blow. That was a fortunate sequence for DevM, but he is in huge trouble. Losing his last Volksgrenadier there on the flank, trying to push out, trying to get the VP captured. And he goes for a Panzer Force, so he's going to have 4 tanks. He's going to just go for an all-in push, I have to imagine. Try and close out the game, but you can see what a headache these doubles this DevM to deal with. He's got the tank commander artillery, which can force them to move, but just can't do enough damage to them to decrew them. And once again, Jove coming forwards, getting a little bit more damage on the HQ with the KV. Panzer is at Vet 2 now though, so it's got the extra bit of health, and that makes a big difference. 1 extra shot to kill. Oh, how does he know? The T-70 with the recon providing sight long range, Panzer IV has to pull back. And now DevM under 100. Can he make this comeback? Don't see too many mines down for Jove. He's kind of fallen off in that department, so that is to DevM's advantage in terms of a big all-in push with his armor. Desperation coming in on the machine gun, forcing it back. Oh man, he doesn't have healing. He doesn't have healing for it. What can he do? Double Stern Pioneers working their magic on the tanks there. Back up. And Jove with just such good AT gun positioning throughout the entire match. And now with this vetted T-70 providing sight, making things even easier. Now he's getting busy with the mines. That's exactly what I thought would be able to lock DevM out of this game. DevM mobilizing with the Tiger coming down the flank. Who have is this here waiting in camouflage. Big Panzer in the middle. Okay, looks like a full push down this right-hand flank. Panzer in the center. T-70 with the recon mode, and the second Zis comes in from the other flank. Good work from Jove. Rotating early, aware of DevM's armor movements. Okay, Panzer IV mobilizing, but he's going to hit that mine. Dodges the tank artillery with the Zis. Jagdpanzer charging forwards, looking for the T-70. He might be able to find it too. Oh boy, oh boy. 25 VPs left for DevM. He's making a desperate push, looking for the IS-2. In comes the Tiger from the other angle. KV being brought in 45mm mode. Down goes the Jagdpanzer. And the doubles are there. That's going to be the game. DevM throws in the towel. What an impressive comeback from Jove. DevM applying all sorts of pressure early, getting Jove down to 75 VPs, but then DevM falling off, losing a few squads to careless maneuvers, getting too aggressive going for the VPs, and Jove with just excellent anti-tank gun positioning throughout the entire match, locking DevM out of the game. Very well played. Game 1 goes to Jove. Here we are for Game 2 of the quarterfinals for the World Championships 2019. Jove taking out Game 1, and he's looking to continue his streak. He's playing as OKW. And he is also going straight for Grand Offensive. So same as DevM. DevM also playing as Soviets. I'm not seeing his famed US forces. A lot of people thought we'd see almost exclusively US forces this tournament, but we have seen quite a lot of the other factions, especially Soviets, but you know, a decent amount of Brits up until the quarterfinals as well. Might not see it too much from here on out, but definitely seen a pretty good mix of all the factions this tournament, which is nice to see. Anyway, DevM has gone for urban defense. So interesting stuff there. A lot of players think that the M42 still are very strong even after receiving those nerfs to its canister rounds, infantry canister rounds. Still pretty good at zoning out light vehicles. Okay, so DevM going for a classic tier 1 start, double combat engineer into penal into M3. Classic stuff. But Jove Jove actually mixing in the Fusiliers, and that does make a difference. They do have access to anti-tank grenades right out of the gate. They don't need the tech truck down, so they do actually shut down the M3 play from DevM quite a lot better. Here we go, Penals charging forwards on Fox Grenadiers. And speaking of charging, Jove charging straight down the center, getting on top of the cutoff. If you can put some sandbags down there, he's off to a great start. Here comes Stern Pioneers, but in comes the M3 behind this as well. Penals soft retreating here. Oh, excuse me, taking a lot of damage. But now the M3 inflicting the pain right back. DevM holding the line here. And speaking of holding the line, so is Jove. Engineer jumps inside and they go for the flank. Don't see any squads coming for an anti-tank grenade, and DevM holding the line there with the Penals. Well, look at that retreat path. Runs around the cover of the wrong side before getting away. And DevM is going to be able to harass the fuel, but he did lose control of his cutoff on the other side, and now Fusiliers on the chase down looking for that anti-tank grenade. And the M3 actually a little bit low. Could go down with small arms fire if it does take an AT grenade, so DevM has to be on his toes. Can't allow the AT grenade to connect. Penals charging forwards, putting pressure on the Fusiliers. They jump back into the building, and important to note that Jove very early on put down the reinforced wire to lock DevM out of this building, so he can't easily come and harass this point. So very important that, you know, that reinforced wire does take longer to plant down, but it cannot be crushed by things like the M3, so is locking DevM out of that building quite nicely. So a double Volt, double Fusilier start for Jove. Should allow him to have a decent number of anti-tank grenades available to counter the M3. But the M3 now upgraded with the flamethrower inside. And he's getting aggressive with it, just going straight in here. Squad tries to take heavy cover there, but the Flamer gets him with a nasty burst. And come the Fusiliers from the far flank, with the Penals jumping on top of them, and the Fusiliers quite weak in close range. Gonna get bullied by the Penals there. He's closing the distance, putting pressure on the Penals. Penals getting super low. What's he doing? Late retreat. AT grenade connects on the M3, and now the M3 could go down to small arms fire. Even trying to back away. I don't know what happened there. What was he doing? Why did he make those plays? Almost lost the Penal, and now may lose the M3. A moment of inattention for DevM might cost him. He jumps out. He knows he's going to lose it to the small arms damage. Wants to avoid losing any combat engineer models in the explosion. And even that could go down. Slightly late on the retreat there. So a pretty large blunder there for DevM. Doesn't end up taking full advantage of his M3. And yeah, good start for Jove overall. Has been slightly down on territory, but you know, that M3 can often just lock you out of the game if it's played correctly in the early game, so I've got to be pretty happy with his performance so far. I'm just getting very low here. We end up retreating, and we get some shock troops added to the mix from DevM. So it's an interesting build for going a third squad of Penals, which is what we often see with these tier 1 starts, and just going straight for the shockies. Oh, and they find a target. The squad trying to salvage, and they have to cancel it. Otherwise the shock troops would just wipe them. They spit out so much damage on those salvaging squads. Close escape there. Does have healing up in his base. Jumps into the building. Did he throw a grenade? He did throw a grenade. It looks like Jove dodged it. Fusiliers coming in to assist, getting some good damage on the shock troops. But DevM making a pretty concerted push here. Oh, grenade in. No dodge. Shock troops might be able to win still though at this range with the body armor, with the PPSHs. Does end up forcing the retreat. DevM breaking down the far flank. Rationing the fuel. Similar scenario over here, those stern pioneers getting their victory point under control. And it's going to be looks for Jove. It's in production. DevM a little bit hard by in terms of manpower now. He does have a decent chunk of fuel, but in terms of taking up and getting out the T-70, a little bit strapped for manpower. Peels inside the building, forced back. The stern pioneers there. And will we see the M42 as the counter for DevM? Will he try and tick up? Get out the fast T-70. We'll go for the PTRS penals. He's got plenty of options to help deal with the looks. Which one will he go for?
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
You guys think he's got connection problems? Might be. Hope not though, that would be a real shame.
Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
And here we go, looks coming in. Not a super early looks, hitting the field at 8 minutes, but reasonable timing. And now this is where the Fusiliers come into their own. They've got the G43 upgrade. That's when they start to be able to fight back against the penals. Looks like this squad maybe not benefiting from cover quite from that angle. The penals are pulling back a little bit. Looks a little bit slow pushing forwards again. Got a Raketin coming in for Jove. M42 coming in for DevM, back the other way. DevM just trying to bait, waiting for the M42 to get into position. Doesn't want to pull back too far. Oops. 42 getting one shot in. And now going to work on the sandbags, trying to knock them out. Troops forcing away squads on the flank. I don't know if we've seen these sweepers yet from Jove. Ooh, ooh, close call. Penals do make it home, and a couple good hits on the Panzer II that's out of commission. Going repairs now. So M42 could assist with this. You know, maybe switch over to the canister rounds. Try to soften up the squad behind heavy cover. No, he doesn't need to, I suppose. He's got the flamethrower there, and the squad doesn't have the G43s to return fire. But in the meantime, Jove has kept up this far flank nicely. Currently in control of 2 VPs, and now going for the machine gun to lock things down even further. He did go for a Raketin though, important to note. So maybe indicating that he doesn't want to go for the Puma after the looks. The squad, after capping up the far flank, now making a play for the cutoff. Oh, DevM, if you just connected that VP, the cutoff wouldn't even matter. Okay, M42 in position. Looks coming around the side though. Interesting angle. Meanwhile, big push down the far flank for Jove. Narrowly avoiding these mines. Okay, there we go. It looks setting up, but M42 setting up for some attack ground attempts. Connecting. Missing. Missing again. Looks pulls back though. T-70 just about to pop out. What DevM's been waiting for. There we go, he's going to run straight down this flank. Jove does have his Raketin here, ready to go though. Predictive grenade into the building. No dodge, good damage. Oh, looks hits the mine. M42 not in position to return fire, but maybe the T-70 could go on for the wipe on it here. No, he's not going for it, and G43s could get the wipe on the penals, but he's focusing down the M42. Really doesn't want the T-70 chasing down and knocking out. He looks, I think he got close enough for an AT grenade there. So T-70 with the damage engine now couldn't go for the chase down if he wanted to, and Raketin in position. Misses his first shot though. This is the second shot. I think there was an attack ground. Shock troops on top of the Raketin doing some good damage. M42 coming down from the other angle, but under heavy fire. Has to pull back. Oh, shock troops super low. G43's going in for the wipe. They're so good on the move, running and gunning. Shock troops in big trouble. Shock troops make it home. DevM escaping by the skin on his teeth. But man, he could have played that so much better. You know, he could have... I think he could have got the wipe there on the looks. But ends up going in Jove's favor. Interesting. DevM still not in control of his fuel, and Jove going for a second machine gun, going for that machine gun lockdown. DevM does have a few more options to deal with it though. He does have tier 1 down, so he can go for the sniper. You know, very good against machine guns, but he's a little bit vulnerable to the Fusilier squads with the G43s. Really good at chasing down snipers on retreat. Also have really good line of sight. Okay, here we go. Looks back up to full, looking to do some more damage. T70 coming down the other flank though. Got all these sandbags up here though, so T70 doing minimal damage, and Raketin rotating for Jove. He's been so good with his anti-tank gun positioning all game. Just by stalling out behind these sandbags, taking very little damage and allowed the Raketin to get in position. Here comes the looks. M42 is there though as well. Flamethrower getting forced away, and this time Joe's got the sweepers out, spots the line, diffuses it. Very nice to see. Shock troops making a charge down the center. T70 coming. He's not on full health though. This is a little bit risky. Getting coming around. M42 is here now though. And this machine gun just locking DevM out. In real trouble regathering territory, and now his M42 in some trouble. Has to pull back a little bit. Shock troops want to close the distance. 42 going for some shots here, all missing on the looks. Grenade in, but easy dodge for Jove. And look at this positioning. DevM is boxed in a very poor position. Things are looking really good for Jove right now. He's got his tech down as well. Hasn't upgraded it with the flak gun, but he is sitting pretty this match. And honestly, I think, you know, a large part of it is, you know, he's got the sandbags in position. He's got his anti-tank gun in the right position time and time again. And DevM going for a second T70 here. Just knows that if he doesn't regain control of the map right now, he's going to be locked out of the game completely. And the Raketins can't be in two places at once. So he goes to the second T70. Takes engine damage with this one though. And Jove gone for a second Raketin straight away to try and counter that. Ooh. Oh man, that squad almost went down in the center to the T70, but in comes the Raketin looking for the kill. Now that those Fusiliers vetted up with the G43s, they're starting to bully the penals a bit. M42 very low here, could go down to the Fusiliers. He was inside the building, T70 is there. Doesn't go for the full chase down though. Shock troop taking heavy damage, throws out the smoke, just trying to get the VPs under control, but attack rounds coming through. T70 holding the line there on the cutoff. Does get the neutralized, but the shock troops so low in health now, have to retreat. Oh, Raketin could be caught out here. T70 on top, but instant retreat from Jove. He's got the second one back there, so he doesn't need to risk it. Activates the AP ammo as well. Raketin connecting. T70 has to pull back for repairs once more. trying to get around the corner with the combat engineer looking for the flank, but he gets suppressed right on the edge of the arc, and here comes the looks to shut down this assault, and here come the Fusiliers from the other side. Good play from Jove. T-70 is back here requiring repairs, and now we're going to see a full strength AT gun. It's going to be the Zis, and DevM. He's had to take tier 2. So I'm not sure. Did he really need this? Maybe he's worried about a medium tank coming in from Jove, and he's not going to be defended enough against that. It'll be interesting to see if Jove does go for a Panzer IV, or if he will go for the Tiger. But DevM is prepared with that Zis. Prepared for the Panzer IV. M42 doing some good work long range thanks to the recon mode on the T70 there. And these double T70s do seem to be working out for DevM. Much better territory control now. Forcing so many more retreats. He does have the double combat engineers for repairs as well, so even though they're taking damage from the kit, it's not taking too long to get them back up to full strength. So it was a risk from DevM, but it seems to be paying off so far. Keep pushing all the way forwards. For another shot. Looks doing some huge damage to the combat engineers. Have to retreat. They really want to complete the capture there, but unable to. This T70 exposing its rear to the looks. Getting rotating, that's risky stuff. Gets away. Here comes the second T70, constantly on recon mode. He's retreating there on low. Just using the M42 here, hoping to get some lucky shots. There's not on canister rounds. Still in anti-tank mode. T70 coming down the flank, going for this Fox on the far side. Shock troops, not the ideal long range squad here behind heavy cover, dropping models quickly. And MG locking DevM out of the central victory point. Bringing up the Zis, maybe looking for a barrage. He's got a huge surplus of munitions right now. Ooh, there we go, good opening shot on the Fusiliers. They're super low. T70 nearby as well. Could rip them to shreds here. Oh, that other one is. Yep, T70 getting a good hit in there, but the Fusiliers do make it home. Signals pinned in the middle. And Jove getting ever so close to that Tiger. 20 fuel away now. DevM putting down, or has put down his tier 4. He's still 130 or so fuel away from the KV2 back the other way, so the Tiger's going to have a long period of dominance on the field before DevM can answer back. He might have to go straight. Ooh, one goes off. Attack ground attempts. Can he get the wipe? No, I don't think so. That's a nice attempt. He might be forced into SU-85 instead. Just rely on the T-70s for the anti-infantry. SU-85. Oh. For the anti-tank against the Tiger. Oh. Looks in close range doing good damage to the penal. And they're throwing out a satchel. But Jove is awake. Doesn't take any damage from it at all. He's charging down the center. Machine gun there, but doesn't get the suppression in. And here comes the big boy. The Tiger is here. And the shock troops might be in for a rude awakening. Oh boy, overextending with the Zis here badly. And that's in big trouble right in front of the Tiger. It's going down fast. He's not even pulling it back yet. Oh boy, it's not going well for DevM. T70 on the flank getting low. He's going to go down to the anti-tank grenade. Second T70 looking for the kill on the Raketin. Oh, and he gets it with the out of control T70 decrewed. but in a good position for the recovery. Oh, and the combat engineers go down to the Tiger. This sets up for a shot, but the damage has been done. The wipe has been achieved. And DevM in some big trouble. Going for another Zis. I find that interesting. Looks like he just really wants to stall out for that KV2. No, he cancels that, goes to the EC-85. I thought that was the more likely option in this scenario, and I think that's the right choice. But boy, he is in deep, deep trouble. Ooh, look at that Tiger. 3 models down straight away. Could get the wipe here on retreat. Looks chipping in for some good damage too. There's the Zis. Bouncing on the Tiger. Pulling back. Raketen still out here, unrecaptured. I think Jove would want that second Raketen still. Help him zone out the Su-85. Comes the Tiger. Ooh, T-70 takes a big shot, but the AA-T guns are there. Turning fire nicely. Even the M42 getting some lucky rearmor shots from the front. Jove with the triple cap. DevM draining out fast. It's getting desperate. Does regather that Raketen. 42 doing a really good job zoning out the looks there. T-70 heading out to the flank to try and fight off the Fusiliers. Got to be careful, they do have really long range on those AT grenades. Look at how long range that AT grenade is. Really crazy. Damage, engine damage with the T-70. Man, this M42 will die to a stiff breeze. So low in health. Be a shame to lose that because it's actually doing good damage. Some grenade in there. S-35 taking a Raketen fire back the other way. Good damage onto the Tiger though. But kind of telling how much munitions DevM has. Hasn't had the time to spam mines. Engineers have been on constant repair duties this game. Just hasn't found the breathing room to get anything going. Jove suffocating DevM this match. Oh, Satchel onto the retreat. Nice attempt. Ooh, gets a couple models there. Good stuff from DevM. Might as well when you got 300 in the bank. DevM drained me out fast, 133 remaining. And Jove just in a really comfortable position. T-70 on recon mode. Using the barrage, T-70 takes damage. Pulls back. He's going forwards, T-70 opens up. The engineers are there as well. Tiger coming around the far side here. Got a flare up as well for Jove, helping with this assault. And that SU-85 super low, taking 3 shots from the Raketen now, needs repairs. And this could be a timing for the Tiger to get aggressive. Well, the SU-85 can't return fire. Raketen pushing all the way forwards here. Oh, big shot from the Tiger. Penal's very low. Could go down to one more hit. He's going to risk it though. He really wants those victory points. Zis missing. They do get the neutralized, but now they're on trouble. Fusiliers going for the wipe. Oh, they do make it home, but close call. Looks meanwhile chasing squads away on the far flank. 42 coming forwards. Coming back. So we're finding an angle. It looks like Jove going to go for the 3rd tech truck. Oh, Raketen in position here. Just he gets out of there before any damage comes in. Oh, is this going for the barrage? But Tiger soaks up the shot. Now, is this taking some damage? The B-35 is there. Tiger taking heavy damage. Raketen forced away. Tiger not in danger of death, and T-70 with engine damage, unable to assist the shock troops here against the looks, hitting their 4 now. 22 kills. They're pushing all the way forwards with the Maxim here, but the looks finding a sneaky angle to get some shots in. Bringing forward the Zis, looking for some attack rounds back the other way, and connects with one. It's away before a second one connects. DevM going for a T-34, knows that he can't afford to wait for anything stronger than this. Has to get it done now. He's so low on victory points. Let's see what he can do with it. Kind of using it, I suppose, as like a jumbo-sized T-70, helping fend off infantry on the flanks. Maybe making some moves on the Tiger. Oh, the flare up. He's targeting the Zis immediately thanks to that flare, the long range sight. He gets the decrew on it. Nice use of the flares there from Jove. Pino coming over trying to regather. SU-85 getting some shots in now. And some decent damage. Pino going for the recrew. T-70 there but not assisting against the infantry. Grenades exchanged. T-34 doing some good damage on the flank. Fusiliers getting low. T-70 getting into the action now. SU-85 using the focus sight, getting some more long-range hits in. But the Raketen there with that reload bonus, forcing away the T-34, and then Tiger coming across from the other angle. Jove just so good with his positioning, starving DevM of territory. Ooh, he's going for the capture. And he gets home. Oh, but this Raketen pushing forwards on SU. So low in health. Still alive though. T-70 coming in. Second Raketen is there though. Ooh, it's in trouble. Has to retreat it. Jove playing cautiously. And a big push here from DevM. Looking out well while the machine gun was not set up, but in comes the suppression. This Raketen getting super low, almost with the decrew. Gets home though. Smoke grenade in onto the MG, but both the squads are pinned. Gonna take a while to come out of that pin. They're just to recrew the Maxim, but for how long? Going to work. Going to work. He could get the wipe. This could be his first wipe if he goes for the chase down. But he doesn't go for the chase down, or maybe he does, but it's too slow. And look at all these tanks requiring repairs for DevM. He's got the one combat engineer, but so strapped for manpower. All this reinforcing to do as well. He's got no manpower in the bank. He's trying to capture. M42 doing some really good damage to the looks. T-34 on low health coming across to assist. DevM so desperate for the territory. 60 victory points remaining. Oh, look at that one-shot decrew from the Tiger, spitting out so much damage. And now the T-34 in trouble. Tiger going for the chase down. T-34 takes engine damage somehow from the Fusiliers. Super long range. SU-85 bouncing. Is this connecting? Tiger pulling back, tries to get the recrew, but instant decrew thanks to the Fusiliers that are right there. T-70 coming in, looking for the Fusilier wipe. But he throws in the towel. DevM in such a dire scenario. He's got so much reinforcing to do. He just throws in the towel with that assault. And now Jove up 2-0 in the series. And we are underway for game 3 of this quarterfinal series. Jove up 2-0. We are on Crossroads for this third match. And Jove spawning in the south, this time playing as US forces instead of Soviets that we saw in the last series. And all straight away locking in heavy cav. So we're not going to see any WC-51 shenanigans like we saw from Von Ivan yesterday. Even though they worked out very well on this map, especially on Crossroads, you know, with that early munitions secure. Get that WC-51 cooking straight away, but we're going to see that from Jove. And straight away he's back to the sandbag building. Chucking one down on his cutoff there. Thanks to these rifleman field defenses. And look at this, DevM coming across with his OKW straight away, getting aggressive, going for the cutoff with the Kubel Stern Pioneer combo. But he's going to run into some stern resistance, both riflemen nearby, shutting out the stern pies. They're trying to pull back, look for a different angle. Riflemen also considering coming forwards, but think better of it. And now the Kubel going to work. Sternpies jump into the house. Rifleman closing in, looking to do some damage. On the far flank, Fox Trinity is closing in, stopping the capture there. And will end up winning that engagement. Kubel taking some heavy damage. Sternpies is having trouble finding an angle to get shots off to make a difference in this engagement. And Jove trying to hold the line, trying to stall until the rifleman can get across to assist. But he could lose this re-echelon early. Ooh, DevM moved. Oh, I think if he just stood still, he would have stood a better chance. But I think he was still unfavored to get the wipe there, but it would have been close. What's he doing with these stern pyros? Thought he'd come over to this door. Takes quite a lot of damage there. Now he comes across to that door. Rifleman meanwhile forcing away that squad. Ooh, jumps into the building. The riflemen do make it home. Super low on those three models though. They're not going to be very effective in their next engagement. Fusiliers close the distance, but so do the riflemen. And they are so much better than the Fusiliers in close range. So this soft retreat to the heavy cover there. They are better at a long range than the riflemen. But overall, this Kubel play has not been super effective from DevM so far. And even though he has been harassing his opponent's fuel, he hasn't secured his own. So, not a super smooth start from DevM in terms of his Kubel harass. He's getting a few very early mines down. Oh, I see that one slightly too early. Fusiliers do win out the engagement, and that's going to eventually be connected thanks to these folks getting control of that cutoff. Rifleman putting down some more sandbags. Sandbag City. All across the map. And this time we see DevM mixing in the Fusiliers. You know, he went for 4 bulk screens last time. Wonder if he thinks they're better against US forces than he does against Soviets. I'm not sure. Big truck is going down for DevM. Finally getting some repairs on that Kubel. Meanwhile, we've got Lieutenant coming the other way from Jove. Question is he going to go for the M20 or is he just going to go straight into the Stuart? Looking like it's going to be the Stuart. Oh, right from behind heavy cover, making life tough for these Volksgrenadiers. And if he tries to come around this flank, there's a mine there, there's another squad behind sandbags, so Jove in really good defensive positions there, and he does force away all the squads down this flank. But here comes the Kubel, and this squad's super low. Kubel should rip on through them, and Sternpine is there for some assistance, might get another couple models, but the squad should make it home alive. Oh, super low in health. Still, I think that was that low health squad from earlier. Infantry is, you know, eventually outmaneuvering this rifle squad. They do try and soft retreat back to the next piece of heavy cover, but they're too low. And do end up retreating. The squad making their way into this piece of heavy cover, but outnumbered 2v1 here. Probably also going to lose that engagement. And meanwhile, DevM's Kubel getting in close on the Lieutenant, stopping the capture of the fuel. But I'd say fuel control has been pretty even between these two players so far this match. And If you're wondering if DevM's going for the M20, that's definitely not. Goes for the 50 cal instead.
A capture point is
Jove,
being overrun.
Gonna go straight for that Stuart next, I imagine. He's having to reinforce all these squads though, and that is costly. Sometimes trying to squeeze that 50 cal in does lead to a slightly slower Stuart. But DevM still doesn't have his looks in production yet, so it's going alright. DevM also going for a machine gun. He's got the MG34 in the building. Bit of a MG on MG action here. Rifleman super low. Look at how low they are, but I think maybe he wants to drop a model or something before retreating, because he doesn't have an ambulance back there. Kugel chasing in here. Is he looking for the kill? The bazooka is right there. Oh boy. Oh, but the bazooka misses. Lucky break for the Kugel. MG34 ends up winning thanks to the support of the Fusiliers, and has to jump out of the building. Meanwhile, Jove, that sandbag paying off there. Fortunately, he is unable to charge forwards. He is capturing the fuel. Oh, so risky from DevM, neutralizing the point with the bazooka right there. That could have been the end of the Kubel. And an interesting choice here, DevM going straight for the Puma. It's going right on by the looks, going for the Puma. That is interesting. Will be good against the Stuart, but significantly worse against infantry. So far, I think Joe's been doing very well in the infantry engagements. I do think DevM needs a little bit extra in those engagements, and the Puma's not going to be able to give it to him. But you can see what a difference sandbags make, you know. Like otherwise, DevM might be able to do something in some of these engagements, but those sandbags just locking him out time and time again. So it shows how powerful they are. 50 cal jumping into the building, and inside the building it can tame these light vehicles thanks to its armor piercing rounds. Oh, here we go, a squad coming out onto the victory point. 50 cal slowly winning this engagement in the center. Where's that Stuart going? And straight down the center. Puma nearby. And we're coming over to these rifles, not too close to the AT grenade. And Stuart going to go for the machine gun in the house. It's getting a bit low actually, DevM got to be careful there. Jumping out now. Sometimes, you know, those shots can kind of shoot through the building. Gotta be careful as you exit. And we're looking for an angle on the Stuart, but in comes the bazooka to act as a bit of an extra zone of defense here. The bazooka fires at the Fusiliers instead, and Lieutenant's super low, not going to be able to stick around for too long. Grenade in, but easy dodge. Here comes the Puma behind this though. Connects with its first shot. Lieutenant soft retreating. He just needs to get out of there, honestly. Does he think he's going to lose this on retreat though? If he does, man, 2 models, that is risky stuff for Jove. Pushing it right to the limit, and DevM now with double fuel control. Jove had to take a bit of a back foot while he goes for the healing. That's not something OKW has to do. They don't have to pay for healing with this mechanized build. They can just keep going for those med crates. It does give them a bit of a spike in momentum. It's essentially one more squad they can field, and DevM's using that extra squad to go for multiple machine guns. He's going to have 3 of them. It's going to be very tough for Jove to outposition. Might even have to go for the US Forces mortar. Don't see that too often. To counter 3 machine guns, it might be necessary. Okay, Puma. Oh, gotta be careful. Oh, Rifleman closing in, looking for the AT grenade. They're gonna find an angle to just charge down onto the cutoff here. Some good stuff from Jove. Oh, squad closing in for the Faust, but this squad's super low. DevM pushing it to the limit. The Faust is gonna come through. Jove hoping to get the wipe. There's the Puma. Puma coming around on a circuitous path, looking for the kill, but I think there's a bazooka. In fact, 2 bazookas on that rear echelon. And that's going to save the day for Jove. Oh, and he's going for the wipe. But they get home. Nice play from Jove all round. And now the Puma in trouble, backing itself into a corner. One more volley of bazookas and that'll be it. But they did not come through. Very close call from DevM on multiple fronts. And good support play from Jove. Bring the bazookas in at just the right time to save the Stuart. Stuart already out the engine damage. Already repaired that off. Switching sides, but DevM does have, you know, very good territory control down. He's got quite a few mines down all across the map. Despite having to go for med crates, he is just spamming the mines. It does mean he's foregoing a few weapon upgrades though. Those Fusiliers are so strong with the G43s. Machine gun getting forced away here by the Stuart. He's trying to soft retreat. The Puma still awaiting repairs. Just completed the Repair Pioneer upgrade. Oh, it's another mine there. Rifleman forced away. There are still a few more of them. Empire is trying to soft retreat, but maybe Jove thinks that this is a bait for a mine, or maybe even a Raketin could be. So he doesn't want to dive too deep. Got some bars on these riflemen now though, and the Fox Ranger is going to stand no chance, especially at that amount of health. Stern Pioneer is also low. So Jove finally going to regather control of his fuel. Oh, machine gun setting up. Oh, late retreat. Ooh, he's going to make it home. But that's a close call. Stuart coming in. Yeah. Oh, close call. DevM has set up his sphere already covering cutoff. Hasn't got the Panzer authorization yet though. But he's in a good position right now. Oh, Puma coming forwards, getting a shot in there. Another shot, but he doesn't want to risk chasing in and get a snare. Especially with bazookas somewhere around, so pulls back. Playing conservative there. DevM finally getting some healing done. He's got so many low health squads across the map. Oh, Kubel coming forwards for a wee bit of a cap. Look at this Puma! Adventurous play. Very risky though. You have to remember these riflemen have been planting a couple mines down. If the Puma hit a mine in that position, that could be lights out. He doesn't know the position of the bazookas. Looks like he did end up hitting that mine, but sweeping the one that was out here. Right in. Those folks super low. They're just going to bleed models like crazy. Oh, Puma coming forwards. One more shot. I think he'll get the kill, but it connects with the building. And now the Puma in some trouble. Takes a lot of bazooka fire. Has to get out of there. Close call. Oh, that would have been so close. It was kind of 50-50 at that amount of health. So close to death. Might have been the killing blow. Look at this daring play here from the Kubel. Driving right through the arc of the 50 cal. If he got targeted by the 50 cal, that could have gone down in the blink of an eye, but Jove too busy microing on other fronts. Doesn't end up working out. Ooh, the squad makes it to heavy cover before the suppression kicks in, and now behind heavy cover, the bar rifleman should win that. So DevM has to retreat. Unfortunate. And that is, by the way, a second 50 cal from Jove, trying to hold the line with double machine guns of his own. Fighting fire with fire against DevM's machine gun spam.
WPM-110 smoke strike can be delivered to cover our men.
DevM pulling back here. Here comes the Stuart back up to full. Ooh, big shot. Clumped in light cover. Does heavy damage. building to building action again. Oh, so we've got to be careful. And the Kubel got to be careful because the Stuart is in there doing the damage. It looks like he's not. He's maybe loading AP ammo, but okay, so here comes the Puma, but we got the squad there for the AT grenades. Not quite in range, but a bit of blocking. The Kubel blocking him. He's going to take the AT grenade. Concussive grenade in from the stern pyros, but that's engine damage. And re-echelon with the bazookas crawling forwards, trying to get some more follow-up fire in there. Meanwhile, he's also losing the battle in the middle. That's the 50 cal getting added to the mix. Oh, and he's about to lose a machine gun on retreat here. MG34 down. Everything going wrong for DevM there. A moment of a lapse of concentration with the Puma. And it ends up in the loss of his machine gun. And look at this. Not gonna wait for the Tiger. Gonna try press his advantage right now. Go for a medium tank. Jove does have his major, but he's still only around 40 fuel away from a medium tank of his own. So this could pay off for DevM. 50 cal getting some fire there. Could just backpedal, just get out of the arc of it.
A capture point is under attack.
Stuart coming across to assist though. Puma coming back in, looking for the Stuart. Comes Stuart. Harass the fuel. Or DevM, no, cancels the Panzer IV. So we're going to see another stall for the Tiger. But a little bit risky now that he's lost a machine gun. He's a little bit behind in the anti-infantry department. That next 50 or so fuel could come in quite slowly, but this is Crossroads. There are a lot of standard territory points, so... Ooh! So close to that mine, but not connecting. And we're getting a couple nice hits in. Ooh, he was thinking about going in for the chase there too, but sides against it. If he hit that mine, that would probably be lights out. Ooh! Duke missing there. So lucky break from DevM, evading the mine. And Jove going to be the one to go for the medium tank this time. Important to note, DevM doesn't have a Raketen at this stage. Oh no, he's going for the Panther. Wow. No stalling for the Tiger for either player. Interesting call for both players here, foregoing the medium tank stall after what we've seen in the first two series. In comes some Major Arty to spice up the party. Slightly late retreat, but that Major Arty does take a while to come down. Oh, where's that Puma going? Maybe he's going for an ambulance dive, but going to take an AT grenade for his trouble. The re-echelon with the Zooks getting hit by the flak base. He's suppressed, connecting with one bazooka shot though. Does he have a mine down? Oh, he doesn't have a mine down on this entrance to the base. That's a little bit risky. If you've got them with US forces, you plant one there. Just stop those dives for the ambo. Oh, big shot from the Stuart. Oh, DevM late to notice as well. Loses his Volksgrenadier there, and now Jove in a really good position despite DevM getting the Panther on the field. DevM's way behind in the infantry department. There's a Panther on the field. Oh, he doesn't have enough munitions to upgrade with the machine gun yet though. And it looks like he is going to go for the ambo dive. No, pulling back now. Yeah, without a machine gun, this Panther not very strong against infantry. It's an interesting choice that he goes to the Panther, honestly. He's so close to the Tiger. I feel like this is maybe a mistake from DevM. Because, you know, the Tiger, you can just forego the build time as well. You can just call it in. Oh, when the double Zooks knock out the Kubel now. DevM suffering another casualty. Bazookas now on the Major as well. So many bazookas for Jove. Oh. DVM baiting them into some suppression there. The bazooka's connecting. Oh! Just a gun crew. There's a US Forces gun crew. Where the hell was that? Was that inside the building? Potentially. He's lost a machine gun. I don't know where it is though. Looks like one was 50 cals. It looks like DevM's stolen it. What? No, DevM's just gone for a third machine gun again. Okay, forget it. Okay, yeah, USF mortar in for Jove, and he's going for a third machine gun now. But in come the Fusiliers, getting a good flank on the MG34, forcing the retreat. Good stuff there from DevM. Has to pull the Panther back for repairs though, and struggling for munitions, going for a crate. Heal up those Sternpires again. Jove doing a really good job with his bazooka positioning though throughout the match. And soon Jove's going to have the Pershing. And the Panther does match up pretty well against the Pershing until... oh yes, I mean it's alright, but it's kind of like just as good as the Panther at anti-tank, but then it can also just bop squads. One-shot them or wipe them on retreat. So... not much more fuel. Far more lethal against infantry. And honestly, maybe even better at anti-tank than the Panther because of its moving accuracy very, very high. Ooh, DVM late on the retreat. Bar's chasing in, looking for the wipe. 50 cal. Oh, it's gonna make it home. Very close call though. And that is the Pershing for Jove. What can DVM do about this? Pershing coming over. Oh, bazookas connecting. And going back. Oh, huge shot from the Pershing. Fusiliers on death's door. Retreating. In comes the Panther and the Puma. Looking for a snare, but I mean, with the Pershing, he could just one-shot those folks, so they can't afford to go for the snare there. And now the Panther getting aggressive after forcing away the bazookas, looking for some more free damage on the Pershing, using the Puma for his long line of sight. Another squad coming in on the flank though, maybe looking for a snare. And he's coming forwards, getting aggressive. Gonna look for the kill on the Stuart. Stuart goes down there to the Puma. Pershing getting aggressive. Puma could use the aim shot. No, no aim shot. Pop smoke. Attack rounds. And Puma actually quite low now. We'll go down to one more AT grenade. Incendiary grenade in to try and stop that from happening, but it's very close to cooldown again. And there we go. That's going to be the end of the Puma. Nice move from Jove, getting the flank in there with the snare. And that Puma was actually really good for DevM, providing the site a little bit of extra firepower against the Pershing. And the aim shot also very strong against the Pershing, so that is a big loss. Definitely worse that DevM lost the Puma compared to Jove losing the Stuart, in my opinion. So big loss there for DevM, but it's alright. He's still got a decent sized army. And Jove getting the repairs cooking. Look at this, he's just got so many defenses set up throughout the entire map. It's going to be very hard for DevM to push against these triple machine guns and hold on to territory. The question is for DevM, what's going to be his next unit? What's going to be his next unit in the build? Sternpire's going forwards, but gets suppressed, and the mortar's starting to do some work, forcing away the machine guns. Panther coming forward, still hasn't upgraded this with the machine gun or the Panzer Commander yet. I think I would favour the machine gun. Oh, you don't want to be clumped on like cover against the Pershing. Oh, come on, DevM, no, don't be doing that. Oh, big shot. They get away at 5 models. It's a Vet 1 squad though, so doesn't have the self-healing. It's going to need to put down some more med crates. It's chewing into DevM's munitions stores. Good suppression here from the machine gun. Panther trying to hold the line. Pushing going forwards, looking to force away the machine gun, but the Panther returning fire nicely. And there we go, DevM getting forced away. This squad also super low. The Pershing might come forwards for one last shot on it, but no. Trading blows now with the Panther. Get one for the Panther. Close to get one for the Pershing as well though. And DevM, not gonna. I thought he might be stalling for the Tiger to back this up, but he's not. He's gonna go for the Panzer IV. Gonna try push it right now. He kind of does need the extra anti-infantry from Panzer IV compared to another Panther, for example, but this combo will get countered hard if Jove manages to get to his Jackson. So if Jove makes it to the Jackson with this composition, DevM's going to be in some big trouble, and that's only 30 fuel away or so. So DevM's going to have to do so much damage in the meantime to make this worthwhile, and that's a great start. Wiping that squad that got softened up by the grenades. Panzer IV off to a roaring start. Upgrading that one with the machine gun immediately. And the Panzer Commander on the Panther. Interesting choice. Makes a bit more sense now that he's gone. The Panzer IV though, I think. Leave the Panther in the more specialist anti-tank role. Panzer IV in the anti-tank support, but more oriented towards the anti-infantry. And having the extra sight on this can make a difference in fighting against the Pershing. Allow you to get the first shot off. A little bit of a boost. Ooh, drops a bazooka, and Volkswagen is coming in for the steal. But he has to retreat, man. The Pershing's just too scary. The threat of the wipe too strong there to go for the weapon steal. Oh, Panther left there, sitting around for too long. AT grenade coming through for Jove. Look at this low health squad coming back out for DevM. Didn't put med crates down before. Big mistake. Spot coming in once again for Jove. DevM trying to hold on here. Trying to hang in there. Jove hitting the magic number could start that Jackson right about now. Oh, DevM taking another set of engine damage there on the Panzer IV. Seems like his vehicle control has just been not quite strong enough so far in these matches. He's taking slightly too many AT grenades, not on top of his spacing as he should be. VP's basically bang on even at this stage, but I'd say the edge is to Jove. In terms of KD, also basically dead even between these two, but it seems like Jove has just got a slightly more wipes. Just a slightly stronger army composition overall. He tries to reset up here, but needs to get out of there. They're coming back out. Oh. Taking some bazooka fire, missing the return fire on the Pershing. Made onto the machine gun in the center. Jove repositioning immediately. Bazooka's connecting. Panther forced away. And it looks like he picked up, regathered that bazooka. Panzer IV on the far flank, forcing away the machine guns, allowing DevM to get some capping going. But he's out here with the Sternpyos. And he really wants them to be repairing the Panther. Oh, this could be a wipe. Ooh, I think there was an attack ground attempt there from Jove. Doesn't quite pay off, but good attempt. Oh, speaking of attack grounds there. Panther connecting, but Pershing returning fire long range. Panther missing. Heavy bazooka fire, main gun crit on the Panzer IV. Pops the blitz. Trying to get away. Bazooka's connecting. Oh man, Panther low now as well. And that is the extra firepower from the Jackson coming into the mix. Will Jove get aggressive here and go for the kill on one of DevM's tanks? They're both super low. He's calling in the major recon pass to see if it's possible. Scouting them out. Panzer IV, where's the Panzer IV going? It's going out to the far flank. But Jove not going to go and secure the kill on it. This is really risky with that major recon pass providing sight. Panzer IV could have gone down there if the Jackson went hunting for it. And oh, there we go. A second Panzer IV for DevM. So once again, he's going to have a lot of vehicles. But based on his vehicle control so far, I would not favor him in this scenario. Jove's been just so good with all his support weapon play, and in this case bazooka play. It's going to be tough for DevM to get things going here with his tanks, especially, you know, this is such a powerful combo. The Pershing Jackson just so lethal against DevM's tanks, and this Panzer IV may already be dead. 2 shots connecting. Bazookas. Panther is there though. Pershing doesn't want to chase any further. And Jackson connects long range. Panzer IV down. Jove maybe could have got the wipe on a few of these squads, but plays it conservative, knows that he just got a huge advantage after knocking out that Panzer IV, just pulls back, plays defensive, locking it down. And looking like he's going to take a 3-0 victory here over DevM.
Crowd's got us pegged.
We're losing a capture point.
That's what I was talking about, man. Once that Jackson gets added into the mix, this is just such a tough fight to win for the Axis. At least if you go for the Tiger, you know, you kind of have your own Pershing, you have your squad that can, you know, your tank that can fight the Pershing but blast infantry and potentially get wipes. But the Panther just can fend off the Pershing but just doesn't offer that wipe potential, and you suffer so much more in the map control scenario because of it. You know, if it was the Tiger, maybe could force back those bazooka squads, but Panther just doesn't have that kind of firepower. Especially if it doesn't have the machine gun upgrade. I think, you know, I think this is a fine upgrade, but just not on the same level. Not even close to the Pershing. Pershing at Vet 2 now. The reload bonus. Ooh. Panther finds the mark, but AT grenade gonna come back, get the engine damage on the Panther, so he can't go for any kind of chase down. There's a mine here as well, worth noting. Pershing switching sides. This could be a wipe. Infantry is in some big trouble here on retreats. Pershing stops for maximum accuracy and he gets the kill. And that is the power of the Pershing. So fast. Rotates across, gets the kill. Now DevM in big trouble. Ooh, I think it's a good hit in there, but the Pershing returning fire is so accurate too. Does have really good accuracy actually, as well as moving accuracy.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Ooh. Raising damage with that Pershing shot. There is the Jackson. DevM really needs a Raketin to help fend off his 2 tanks. Ooh. DevM's so desperate for the capture there, but the Pershing mortar combo gets another wipe. And it's just getting worse for DevM by the second. Finds another target, MG34 in the center. Jackson going hunting for the Panzer IV. And thanks to these shrubs getting destroyed, opens up some line of sight for the Jackson, gets some long range hits in. What is going to be the next call for DevM? Oh my god, the mortar combining with a couple bar shots there, getting a kill on the Stern Pioneers. So unlucky for DevM there. Oh man. And you guys thought the USF mortar was bad. Look at that. 2 wipes because of it, and it is just locking DevM out of the game. Seems like DevM gonna be... Okay, Jackson misses a return fire, but that mine finally gonna be triggered. And there's the Pershing, could get the wipe on retreat again. Pershing a little bit late to the chase, but so fast, manages to connect for another shot. Panther coming back in, but bouncing on the Pershing long range. And now taking shots at the machine gun, so much damage. Under half health after 1 shot, and they're well spread out there as well. And they're getting some good shots in return though. Close to Vet 3, that does make a big difference. That's when it gets its reload bonus. Vet 2, it's just like a small armor bonus and turret rotation, not terribly useful. The reload bonus will come in handy fighting against the Pershing and the Jackson. Grenades in for Jove. So I think that's the 3rd grenade or so we've seen, but none of them connecting any real force. Oh my god, he didn't even retreat that all the way. He just doesn't have the med crates. Just at no time found time to put down the battle group. I thought he might have done it after he made his 2nd tank, but just went for a 3rd tank instead, and it is costing him down the straight. All his infantry super low in health. But he has gone for a 2nd Panther, so now DevM has got the armor superiority. Technically could completely overwhelm Jove here, but it's all how the cookie crumbles, how the engagements play out. Jove's bazooka positioning, and overall, you know, Company of Heroes going for these big all-in dives often backfires at these high-level matches. He's falling a bit of trouble here. Pershing getting aggressive. Double Panthers on the other side of the map. Jackson a bit low. Panzer IV pulling back. Oh, look at how low that Panther is though. Taking engine damage. 1 shot from death. Panther mobilizing, but Bazooka's there. Oh boy. Oh boy, he's going to take engine damage now as well. Jackson is there. He could zone him out. Max range shots from the Jackson. Might be able to kill the Panther here. He got too greedy. And the bazookas here making the difference. Main gun crit. Panther goes down to the bazookas. And I think with that, DevM's hopes are now lost. That was his last roll of the dice. And it was Snake Eyes. You can see how desperate DevM has been. You know, so many times he's trying to push it to the limit. You know, trying to push for a capture, ends up losing a squad. Try to push for the Jackson kill, ends up losing his Panther. He's just been under so much pressure from Jove. Jove just playing so solidly though, always in position with the bazookas for support. Very impressive play from him. You're not going to give up yet though. Gonna hope, pray for a comeback. Here comes the Pershing though, he's got other ideas. Luckily the turret facing the wrong direction. Takes a long time before a shot can come through. Still going to go in for the wipe though. And he's probably going to get it if he keeps chasing. No reason not to. Panzer IV, not enough penetration. There we go. Pershing's machine gun gets the kill. And with that he hits Vet 3. Gets a shot in on the Panzer IV. Another squad down for DevM, and Pershing showing its strength once again.
100 points remain.
So fast for a heavy tank, just chasing down squads on retreat, rotating from side to side with ease, getting those wipes. That's why everybody thought it would be such a powerhouse coming into this tournament. And though we've seen a lot of other strategies from players, it is showing off its strength in this particular match.
75 points remaining.
75 VPs left for DevM, and he's under the triple cap, he's under the gun. Trying to close in for the snare, but unable to do so, and the Persian gets the wipe.
Forward elements report and infantry unit
They're coming in for some revenge. DevM finally got a Raketin, but he's going in for the dive on the Pershing. Panther going in for the kill. In comes the Jackson from the other side. He's going to take engine damage here now. And the Jackson should be able to clean up the Panther. Or maybe not. The Raketin's in position. Panther getting a shot in.
We are suffering heavy losses.
Jackson missing some shots. Panzer IV coming in. A bit risky here. Right next to the mine. Bazookas and snares nearby. Pershing coming back in. Pulling back. I mean, Jove doesn't have to overcook it here. He just needs to hold the line. Gonna win on VPs in a few seconds. Good wipe there for DevM. It's a little bit lucky. The mortar going to work on the team weapons, forcing DevM to reposition. Panther pulling back for repairs. But I don't think he can get the VPs under control in time. I think that's going to be the game. Look at that mortar go to work. Raketin now super low. Needs to pull back for reinforcements again.
Alert! Enemy infantry! Commander abilities ready. Units consolidate. They are down to 10 points.
Jackson coming forward looking for the kill on the Panzer IV.
We've lost a squad of
Up in
infantry.
the blitz. Jackson missing. Crucial blow there. Raketin coming through the middle, but unable to get the return fire. Jackson too fast backing away there. 5 VPs left. DevM can't get into the capture circle in time. And that's going to be the game. So, a 3-0 sweep there for Jove over DevM. Very, very impressive play for Jove. Just so solid with his support play. Always has bazookas, always anti-tank gun in the right place at the right time, constantly throughout the entire match. DevM making some desperate plays throughout the match. You know, questionable capping choices, you know, bringing squads in a low health, getting punished for it hard, getting wiped, getting behind. And then maybe with his armor choices also a little bit questionable, going for Panther first into then double Panzer IVs, getting the Panzer IV picked off by the Pershing, and then going for a Panther, which then got picked off by the Jackson, and at that stage he was just way too far behind to make a comeback. And yeah, Jove takes the series 3-0, looking extremely strong in the process.